Hello, dear listeners. Today I'm gonna show you my game called The Game of Life, which was my task from the course called Computer Graphics. So let me share my screen. It's my the game interface. Let me refresh. Oh, sorry. So you know this is my the code. Uh, so we have the minimum requirement. We have the rules of the game, which we'll look at it later. And the most important one are a live cell and a dead cell. This is my interface, and it's working like this one, this one. So let me explain. This is my explain. So here I have here init function, which you know that I put all my functions here in order to run all of them. So first I have create table. Let's go there, create table. In order to create table, I need to create table in the HTML file here inside of the create container I created. Create container, the div file. Then I know my number of columns and rows, which are 50, most of them, and I create inside of each column the tr value element, and inside of each row I have the cells eventually, and each cells I create the element td, and you know that I need to differentiate all my cells so that I give ID and the I, G, and the 1, let's say difference point. And before all of things, I need to make all my classes dead or 0. Then I need to, if I, for example, if I put here click, it should be 1 or live. So I call my cell click function, which is here. So what does it do? It's that that's a split or a difference point, and I give my column e value and the row g value. So if in this if there is a layer and if it's equals to 1, it should be that class or that cell should be dead, and the grid should be 0, because if it's 1, it means that our cell is dead, no point. And if it's the anything else except 1, it means the cell is alive and the grid should be 1. Live means 1, the dead means 0. So that I said what this function does. So I append my each shell to tr to table, and table to grid container, because they are tables, so they should have the child parent, let's say, relationship. Then I have the main function. I have initialize grid. In order to create table, I need to have the 2D array. So I create my grid. Then I need to reset all my grid in order to avoid the null values or something else. Then I have control buttons. What does this function do here? Let me close it. So I have, as you can see here, I have start, next, save, reset button, then the import, then I have the delay. And this is not working right now, but I'm going to show it. Then start button, what does it do? If I have playing, it means it detects whether the game is playing right now or not. And if it's the playing right now, it means it's playing right now. The continue, if I just put it false in order to show this continue. Because in continue, it means the game is right now stopped, and I'm going to continue. It means the game is right now stopped, so the playing is false. In other case, if it's pause here, it means that the game is now playing, so it should be true. And if the game is not playing, I should call my compute game function, which I later explain. Then I have reset function. In order if I have, what does it do? It should reset all the things. So it means that the playing false. Then, for example, we have here start button can be start, pause, and continue. But if I put reset, it should return to start. So this is what does do, and this one, it cancels the previous timeout. So if we, in reset button, the all live cells should be dead. So I need to collect all live cells data. So I put all of them into array. Then in the array I gave all live cells to dead. So I need to eventually the end optimal obviously reset all my grid is this one. So I have next button. What does next button? Just go step by step like this one. So if playing is true, it means that playing the call my play function. If false, that just turn it to true. Then I have saved document and save file like this one. You see. What does do? I used here the JSON and the belong, and the type should be the application JSON. Then I create an element A, which will be used for the name of the document file, and will be used to get the URL. And if it's clicked, just call this function like this. So I have file functions for the import. It works only in console. Let's look at it. For example, if I choose my file, console, for example. Okay, I get it. It's right now not working. So if I do it, I will do it. I will do the another video for it. So I have here the li color. What does it do? For example, here if I put red on my live set should be red, or if I change it to, for example, green, all this should be green. What? So this is where this thing's done. Firstly, I have here the root function. That initially these are my default values. So these are my default values. And this to my variables to change my alive or dead colors. So I get it by the get element ID. Then on function I write on change in order to change all of them. So I give the alive color value uh, by this one. It is written by the user or selected by the user. For example, I select red, and the same thing is done for the dead color. So I have cell update. So as I said before, if the grid the equals to 1, it means the live. The class should be live. Zero means it's the both things done here. So I have count neighbors and rules. So before it, let's look at the rule of the game. So we should have the number of our neighbors and the alive and that's it. So let's explain how our count neighbors are worked. So in order to calculate our neighbors, we should look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 neighbors. There are 8 neighbors of the and count the neighbors whose cell is 1 or live. So this function column -1 and row will be the same. For example, here column -1, it means here row the same. It's 1 count plus plus. Row minus column -1 row -1. Column -1 row -1. Here 1 count plus plus. Column -1 row plus 1. Column -1 row plus here 1 count plus plus. Column row plus 1. Column row plus 1 here. And eventually we will count all these ones if they are equal to 1. So, and we need to check all the grid 50 to 50. So that I create my the play function, but I will explain it. Then I have rules. What does this do? So it the divides to two parts: live cell, dead cell. With live cell will be live if it has 2 or 3 live neighbors. In other case, if it's less than 2 dies, more than 3 dies. What about the if it's dead cell? So the dead cell can be turned to live if it has exactly 3 live neighbors. Let's look at an example. Here, for example, 1, 2, 3. It has this one neighbor, so it's gonna die. 2 neighbors, it's gonna leave. 2 neighbors, it's gonna leave because it's lifeless. So 1 neighbor is gonna die because less than 1. So let's look at our dead cells. So 1, 2, 2 neighbors. It should have exactly dies, but only this one and this one will leave. So yeah, this one and this one. You see, this only this one's is gonna lie. So I have a play function. Play function, as I said before, it should check all of these ones and the play all the rules. Then I need to that here next value is this one. So I need to that it was there. I need to transfer my next script to the grid in order to save them. Next script to grid in order to save them and reset my next script for it. So you see, it's resetted. That's why I reset. And the cell update give the life to the cell whose value is 1. So I have the compute game. So that's the most important thing in the I would say in the code. So compute game just call my play function. Okay. Then I have here speed. So let me explain it. For example, this one. 1 second. You see how slow it's going, or if it's 10, how fast. So this is the sense what this here though. And I get it from here. Placeholder just the command. The type should be number and I have ID. So I get this variable with this function. And if the game is not playing, go there. And if the speed is written by the user, for example 10, timer should equal to set timeout compute game. Sorry, compute game, and the speed is, for example, 10. But what about 10 is not written by the user? The default value is 100 I put for myself. So I explained. So the default, the number of columns and rows will be upgraded, and the video will be posted if I do it. So what else? This Medina CSS functions. Functionality written in HTML file. These are my references. So I have nothing left. I hope you liked the video and thanks for your listening.